All right, no worries. Just 1 second.
All right, sorry for the delay, a bit of technical difficulties. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is silverm00nl1ght, and today I'll be running the 1999 version of Space Invaders. Some of you might remember this from playing it as a kid, and I definitely enjoyed it. But kind of running the behind, so we're just going to go ahead and start right away, and we'll explain it as we go. I got Sandchark here commentating for me.
I'll be holding the mic. We'll be switching commentary kind of thing, but we'll get right into it. So I'll let you do the countdown.
Yep, ready for the countdown? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so as you can see here, how this game works, it's the usual Space Invaders mechanics. So the aliens shift down one row, and there's a few other mechanics which are a little bit rusty right now. You can get special missiles by hitting 4 aliens in a row, and you can use that to clear rows really quickly, as I'm doing right now. And the UFS will give you power-ups. So that's generally how it works, and then there's a boss at the end of each level. Now, if I do this right, I might be able to clear 2 lines at once. Oh, I wasn't able to do it. It's all right. It's a really hard trick to pull off, but I will use it a little bit later. And yeah, Sandchark, do you mind explaining what each of the aliens do in this stage? Also, Pluto is a planet in this level.
So yes, Pluto is a planet. Please don't argue with us. So basically, you start off with 4 kinds of enemies. They're called common. So there's red, yellow, green, and blue. And so if you look over here, if you destroy 4 green ones in a row, it gives you a horizontal right missile. If you destroy 4 blue ones in a row. All right, here we go. Oh. Anyway, so if you destroy 4 of them a certain color in a row, you get a certain special missile.
Now, if you're wondering what I was doing with the UFO there, there's a power-up you can get from one of the motherships above called a double shot. That allows you to fire 2 missiles in the screen at once rather than just once, and it is absolutely essential if you want a decent time for this game. So that's you're pretty much guaranteed either the first or second UFO level 5. So that's why I was slowing down a bit there.
So as we're saying about the enemies, 4 in a row, you get a special missile. Red is vertical shot, blue is horizontal left, green is horizontal right, and yellow is diagonal shot. As you can see, it's like a piercing shot, pierces right through. You can see how the time saves there, so he's just utilizing those, and that's a double clear, row clear right there. If he shoots the missile just as the enemies are shifting down, he can clear 2 rows at the same time, which obviously is a big time save. And he's just clearing some more. Now, it's all about finding patterns in this game. There's 100 levels in total in the normal game, so you need to remember what missiles you need to go into the next level, what each missile does, and also while avoiding all the shots from the enemies. So as you can see, use diagonal burst right there to clear through a large portion of the enemies.
To this level, I'm just trying to clear them as quickly as possible. All right, time stop. Now this can work in my favor sometimes, and sometimes it wastes time, but because if you get it at the end of the level, you have to wait until it clears to go to the next level. But if I can't be bothered aiming for the enemies, it's pretty handy.
You notice here we have barriers. So basically all the same mechanics from the original Space Invaders are here. You have different enemies that shift down and shoot at you. You have barriers that can block shots and also can destroy enemies if they touch it. Basically, it's a 3D reinvent version of Space Invaders. So here, level 10.
We're now coming up to the first boss. While I'm doing that, Sandchark, can you explain what the bid war is for this game?
Okay. All right, so we have a bidding war for this game, actually. So we're closing it. All right.
All right, so we can get 8 shots before it goes to a second stage. I call this the Stomper. There's no official names. Second phase, it'll sweep to the side, but if I go to the very right corner, I'll be safe. Fire 6 shots over here, go to the corner. There's a way I can fire shots at it while it's sweeping, but it's kind of hard. So now he'll go to his bouncy stage. Just go to the corner here. Done. That's Pluto done.
Complete. Anyway, so the bidding war we have going is, again, all money goes to Beyond Blue, but person with the highest donation bid, who specifies what high score input they want, highest donation wins. So if you donate $15 and it's the highest one by entering the Earth stage, specify what 3-letter high score input you want, and we'll make that the high score input. So we can donate either online, or you can go to the front and give a donation and let us know what you want the high score input to be. So just let us know, get involved.
Can you explain what these aliens are? These ones are called switchers.
Okay, so these enemies here, so each new planet besides Pluto introduces a special kind of enemy, which brings with it a special kind of power-up. So these enemies are called splitters, and the missiles they give you from hitting 4 of them are called swarm missiles. And the swarm missiles, they lock in on a certain color of enemies and usually destroy them all. So it's very good for getting another special missile. Now the switchers rather, they require 2 hits to destroy, and their projectiles also require 2 hits to destroy, unless you hit it with a special missile. So you want to try and destroy as many enemies as you can with special missiles. Lot to remember. So as you can see, he's using him here. Diagonal burst over here to get more swarm missiles. Clears all horizontal lefts. Clears the front row.
I'm going to be saving the vertical burst for next level. Now, sometimes I will save some special missiles until the, next level, because it's faster to use them there. So level 5, I've got this middle row right here. I'll just clear it like this. And I can just do this. What can I do? I hear the audio now, all right. Now, there we go. Done. So now we're up to the interval stage. One thing I forgot to mention was that between levels 5 and 6, we have a bit of like a coffee break stage where you just shoot motherships and they'll either give you points or an extra life. So for casual gamers, I guess think it's probably pretty important to rest your fingers and stack up on those all valuable extra lives.
Just move in a little bit because your face is getting clipped out. Okay. All right, level 6 now.
I'm going to be getting 4 switchers first, using this power up right away. I'll be using this wherever. Usually, when in doubt, the special missiles always kind of have you covered for these levels. But what I'll be doing, I think I need to save a horizontal one for the next level, so I won't be using this now. So I'm just going to save it for right now. And now for this one, I should be able to get these 4 switchers right away. Get these 4 diagonal ones. That clears all of them. And now I got to be careful to make sure I clear all 4 of these switchers before I go to destroy the rest of them. There we go.
Too easy. All right, level 8 now. Storm missiles immediately to clear out a bunch. Diagonal burst, clears more switchers.
It shifted down one, so I wasn't able to get the second swarm missiles, but it happens sometimes. So
sometimes the patterns are just very unfriendly, and if you just lose your strategy, you just need a button mash until you clear all of them. It's not ideal, but in a pinch, if you've just thrown out a strategy, it's just button mash, clear as many as you can, like normal Space Invaders.
This one is really fun, so I can just clear the first row of switchers like this, and spam the special key or the up key to just cause havoc on all these switchers. Poor switchers. All right, so now, so that's incredibly easy. Yeah, as you can see, the last alien moves very erratically and quickly, so it can be pretty annoying. All right. Just gonna need to do a bit of line sweeping here. All right, so what I'll do, I'll get this last row. All right, hold on, let me try and get the shield back. Thank you very much. Now, fortunately, I think the shields are the most common aliens to get. All right, so now we have this boss I like to call the Ladybug, so I'm going to go ahead and spam my missiles and get rid of the left wing before it starts shooting things. And now I've got to count 10 times to fire this right wing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, now I've got to spam up before it goes into its spray phase. Perfect. Down, rather. And that's Neptune done.
Fantastic. You'll also notice it says energy drain as soon as you go into a boss, because you can't use any special missiles in the boss levels. All right, so now we're at what planet? Uranus. Yes, and as you can see, the special power there is called Laser Blaster. The special enemies are blockers. As you can see, when you destroy them, they like into different segments that can't be destroyed. You have to wait for them to disappear. They block your shots and stuff. But it's easily the most overpowered ability in the game. It gives you a 2-second long laser you can use to clear enemies really quickly. There's several other levels where we'll utilize that a bit more. But for now, we're just clearing them as is. As you can see, blocked shots can get very annoying. Oof.
Don't really have much to say here. This one didn't quite go to plan, but that's because your plans can kind of go out of whack here. But when all else fails, if you clear the enemies really quickly without getting hit by a bullet, then you're pretty safe. Get this first row of laser blasters here. Clear this one. Do a horizontal right here. I'm going to go ahead and get the time stop, just so I don't have to worry about moving things. Unfortunately, if I do a time stop, I still have to wait for after the time stops in order for the things to separate into little indestructible pieces.
I think I'll also mention the UFOs. Obviously, in the normal Space Invaders game, you can get points from them, but we're not playing for points, we're playing for speed. And the UFOs here drop power-ups. So we have energy max, so it automatically maxes out your energy of whatever color you have in your power-up bar. We have shield, which gives you a protective shield, saves you from one hit. We have time stop, which freezes time, and double shot, which allows you to fire 2 shots at once. Now, you want to keep double shot throughout the run, because if you lose it, it just slows you down, and you basically ended any speedrun reward record time you potentially have, or personal best time.
Got to, what was I going to say? All right, hold on. All right, now typically I want to end that level with at least 3 of my power meter at the top left filled with special, but sometimes it doesn't quite go to plan, especially if you do double line shift. So, am I in frame of the camera? Is that all right? Am I in frame in the camera?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, cool. All right, so but that's all right. So I'm just gonna try and get laser blaster as soon as I can. Can you elaborate a bit more about what the barriers do and how I can use that to my advantage to clear?
Yeah, I'll elaborate. So barriers, again, they behave basically identically to what they do in the original Space Invaders game, but here you can shoot them to make them push up a little bit, and you can actually destroy enemies using the barriers. So,
And that's without them actually doing in their special feature. So if, for example, if one of these blockers, like these pink aliens, hit a barrier, then it won't split into 2 separate pieces, which will save me a bit of time.
so we want to try and use barriers to our absolute advantage here. We'll be seeing that a bit further in the run. But I also mentioned about the projectiles that the enemies fire. Some of them are destructible, some of them aren't. They all have unique properties.
As you can see, that yellow one, I could destroy its projectile. But some of them, I can't do that to all of them. I'm actually going to clear these ones normally. All right, and now I should be able to do this. Okay, sometimes it doesn't shoot them all, like evaporate them all at once. All right, blah.
I'm a fire my laser, shoot the whoop. As you can see, you can see how powerful the laser blaster is. I sometimes wish it was utilizable throughout the whole game, but unfortunately it's not, because we have a few very trash abilities that some enemies give us, and we'll demonstrate those as we come along them.
All right, cool. Now we're up to level 9, which is incredibly easy as well. I'm just going to kill one column of these, and shoop, shoop. Okay, that didn't quite work. Shoop. That's all right. I can just use a barrier. They'll run into that, and there we go.
As you can see, when it ran into the barrier, it didn't split into 2 separate sections, so it's good to just immediately remove the enemy from the game. Right now, it's just using the horizontal clears. And pretty easy.
First, just because they're kind of pain in the butt to clear later. All right, and now we're up to the boss. This is actually one of the easiest boss because each of its components only takes 4 hits to destroy, so I can actually fire a couple missiles before it starts firing. Now, I call this the tic-tac shooter because if you take a look, the bullets it fires right now look like tic-tacs. And there you go, boss is done.
That was very easy. My brother and I did this in co-op once, and we destroyed the boss so quickly the game didn't know what to do and just soft-locked on us, so pretty good with the game. Okay, now we're in Saturn, and the enemy in this one is called the Angler, and they fire projectiles that fire at a 45-degree angle, and they're indestructible. The projectiles are indestructible. And then special missile you get from this one is called the boomerang shot, and it basically does what it says. It acts like a boomerang. We'll demonstrate that next level.
I'm going to align myself slightly to the left here, and there we are, throwing a boomerang, just like in the country. All right, so, yep. So I just want to make sure I use a boomerang. Now, if I do that right, it can get quite a bit of enemies, but it isn't really that great. It fires in a certain, like, backwards, upside-down U shape. All right, this is kind of annoying. It's all right, done. All right, no particular strategy for this level, but I am going to try and get some horizontals. I'll fire at this row here. Why not? I'll get this one here. All right, yeah, as you can see, those indestructible bullets that the aliens fire can be very annoying to deal with, but you just have to make sure you dodge them. So you have to be kind of patient. All right, so this one I need to be really careful, because what I need to do is that I need to focus and make sure I get a max power power-up for one of the motherships. It is, I need a yellow as well. Come on, come on. Okay, shield, all right. All right, I just need to focus here for a second because I need to get one of the power-ups from the mothership here. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's not good. Oh, now I get the max energy. All right, that's all right. I can just clear this. Okay, usually that'd be... All right, that didn't quite go to plan. Yeah, unfortunately, now I wanted to enter with a diagonal burst, so I can just do something like this. Oh, that was actually pretty quick. That wasn't too bad. So usually I clear this level in 10 seconds, but unfortunately the UFOs weren't that nice to me. Usually the first UFO, again, level 4, will give me the max power for me to fill up my meter with the diagonal burst. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, but it's all right. I'm still able to clear quite a few lines with the diagonal blast elsewhere.
Should also mention there's a thing we call in this game called threading the needle. There's a chance that when you fire a bullet, it will just thread straight through the columns of enemies instead of hitting an enemy, and that can happen with special missiles as well. So you need to be really careful of where your bullets are going, otherwise you'll just completely waste them, and this could be a huge waste for special missiles. So you can have another boomerang shot. The problem with the boomerang shot, I find, is that you can't really predict where it's going to go. It's not... Wow, okay. You can't really predict where it's going to go, the boomerang shot. It's kind of very up in the air. You just kind of have to fire it and hope for the best, and there are a few power-ups like that that are very useless. But unfortunately, we just have to play with the cards we've been dealt with here.
All right, so that actually got quite a few aliens. I'm happy with how that turned out. So now I just need to deal with the rest of these, get that around to the barrier, position that well. Oh, nice. All right, so this is just kind of a grid, so there's no strategy, but the boomerang shot is actually kind of handy here. And then with the rest of them, you just got to kind of clear them as quickly as possible while being careful of the bullets. And yeah, pretty much just doing that. That actually turned out a lot better than I thought. Very nice. All right, this one. All right, there's not too much to this one. Okay, I need to end with vertical blast. So just remember. All right. Sometimes it can be hard to remember what missiles you need to exit the level with, and it's actually really tempting to use them to clear the rest of the things quicker. But one thing you realize when you speedrun this game is it's really fast to see them for the next level. So now I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, if I can hit it. Done. Alright, so now we're heading up to the fourth boss, and we're halfway through the game now of the Saturn boss. I call this the ring. So this big scary looking thing, but if you just go right to the side and fire at some left bomb component, you can just kill it right away. It will regenerate health once it gets to the center, but then it can just go to the very right here and just keep spamming the down key to fire more missiles until we destroy it. Done.
We're complete.
Alright, what I'm going to do here, actually, I'm just going to save quickly, just in case there's any errors with the game. Alright, there we are. So now we're into Jupiter, which is my favorite game to run.
Alright, and with the enemies here we have, they're called freeze.
Sorry? My favorite level.
The enemy we have here is called freezers, and what they do is, as you just saw, they dive straight down and fire. Yeah, they can randomly swoop down at any point and fire a laser that, when you walk into it, kills you instantly. Obviously, if you have a shield, it protects you, but you really need to avoid them. I think they kind of look like ibises, and we all hate ibises, so, but...
My favorite level of one because the special missile you get from this is called the acidic cloud. When it touches an enemy, it turns into an acidic cloud, and then it vaporizes any enemy it touches, which can be very handy. I just want to do one more laser.
The only issue is, again, it's kind of unpredictable what direction it'll go and what enemies it'll destroy. So again, you'll have to fire it and hope for the best. Now you'll notice that one is small. He fired it while the enemies are still coming into the screen, but it still retains the same hitbox. So just a little bit of technical glitch there.
Really good, actually. I'm just going to fire this one right here. Yep, so also one thing to mention here is that it's kind of random what direction the acidic cloud will veer off into. It can go either left or right, but for the purpose of speedrunning, it actually doesn't really matter too much because it kind of does most of the work for you in whatever direction you go. All right, so this one, I'm just going to fire straight into the red ones over here. Kind of went straight, actually. Oh, well. Oh, I got one more. All right, let's do this. So yeah, that did most of the work for me, which is fantastic.
You can fire multiple at the same time. It can be very useful because enemies will just plow right into them and it'll save you a bit of time.
This game aren't that smart. I mean, they are smart, but they don't see anything randomly in the sky and say, oh, we shouldn't avoid that, maybe.
Again, I will remind about a donation bid war we have going on. It'll close when we get to Earth, which is the last level. If anyone wants to donate online or in person, the highest bid will be able to choose the high score input for this. We get a high score, which is 3 letters. So if you have any wonderful ideas for a high score input, be sure to donate either online or I think we have a jar up the front as well. Let us know what you'd like that to be.
All right, so I'm going to start here by getting the acidic cloud, fire that into the right section. That'll do most of that for me. I'm going to keep diagonal bursts because I can clear the rest of these easily without diagonal bursts because most of them are in a column anyway. All right, done. A bit closer, please, Sandra. Okay. This one, okay. This one has a minimal amount of enemies. Okay, sometimes the aliens shift and I'm not able to fire at the one I want, which is frustrating. So you really need to be precise if for speedrunning purposes. This person wants to have a little bit of my bird food. Now this grid level fire it right there. That'll deal with half the enemies for me. I just gotta watch out for any bullets from the enemies and then kill the rest of them normally. Alright, that was close. Got 2 more. Done. Got the mothership. Also, the faster you kill the last mothership, the better, because that way you don't have to wait for it to get off the screen in order for the next level to come up. So that's one thing I try to do. Alright, this one's pretty easy too. If you get one of these instead of clouds, it's alright. Just gotta be careful. Like, the sooner I kill these, better, because you just have a bunch of them swooping down and, I was gonna say, closer, please, same track. If I have a bunch of them swooping down, then it can be pretty fun to try and deal with them. Alright, just fire it right in the middle there. Alright, I'll just fire this one here. Nice stuff. What do I got here? Alright, top row. Alright, that was actually pretty good. Get these last 2, done. Alright, now I've got the boss, which I call the grasshopper. It's actually really easy. If you have double shot, you can clear the bombs that fires from its barriers really easily, so I'm just spamming down. It eventually takes damage when you clear these barriers, and it's vulnerable for a bit. There's no saying what its back barrier will go to, so I just went to 4 random ones, but at least all of them have damage now. Alright, bit of damage here, bit of damage here, done. Alright, we finished with Jupiter now. Now we're up to the most frustrating level in this game, Mars, with the most frustrating enemies in the game, which they're called bursters.
All right, and what the bursters do is that when you destroy them, they burst into 7, I think, different projectiles that burst different ways, and you need to avoid them. And if you touch them, they'll kill you, and they fire like crazy normally. So as you can see, they burst into little tic-tac-shaped projectiles.
My aim was to try and get the horizontal left one, but unfortunately the alien shifted unpredictably. So this level's a little bit slower than I would have wanted it to go, but it's alright. It happens.
So and also the worst part about these bursters is that the special missile they give you is really terrible. It's called a sine wave missile, and as the name describes, it kind of goes left and right like a sine wave. There's no predicting where it'll go or what it will hit.
Now, one thing you might see me doing here is that I'm just trying to clear the bursters with as many special missiles as I can, because if they get killed by a special missile or if they run into a barrier, they won't burst into 7 different tic-tac bullets, which is really handy. So that's what I'm trying to do as much as I can. Alright, so Mars, so I'm going to get this horizontal left one. I can clear the entire bottom row of bursters without them firing tic-tacs at me. I call them tic-tacs because they look like tic-tacs, don't they, Sandchar? They look like tic-tacs, don't they, Sandchar?
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of things here that kind of look like tic-tacs. At first, the second boss did. This one did. Must be a design inspiration or something. Oh. Again, it's still frustrating as ever to try to destroy the last enemy. In the original arcade game it was, in this game it is.
So now I'm going to go ahead and shoot these 4 here, and then prop these shields up 3 each. It's a little bit slow, but that means I don't have to worry about dealing with them exploding into tic-tacs at short range. So they'll just kind of run into the barriers. So it's going to wait here. Now I need to carefully destroy this row of greens manually, and I couldn't get that one on the end because those green bullets are impenetrable. Alright, now I just need to line myself carefully. There we go. Top row of bursters is done, so I didn't have to dodge a single one of those tic-tacs. Alright, now sine wave. This is unpredictable, but I'm trying my best to get as many as I can. That was alright. Alright, so now what I'll do here, I'll use my horizontal left to clear this top row. Alright, got a couple there. I gotta quickly... also, one thing which might be important to mention here is that if they reach the bottom, the aliens, they will swarm on you and destroy you, as per the original game. So that's what I'm trying to not let happen. But we're already halfway through Mars, so and I did have managed to not lose my shield, so which is pretty good.
I will mention about death in this game, so if you...
Sorry, Sandchuk. The advantage about the bursters is that their tic-tac missiles, they are destructible, so you can shoot them, but they're still have a pretty small hitbox.
I'll quickly mention about death in this game. So what happens if you die is that the enemies will actually raise up a little bit, give you breathing space, but you lose what you have, your special missiles, and you lose your power-ups. So in a run where you're trying to go for a personal best, you don't want to die, because then you'll have to keep firing at UFOs to hope to get a double shot, which isn't guaranteed on the first try.
I had to take it a bit slow here because I just remembered I had to exit here with the horizontal left, but I didn't do that, so I had to spend a bit more time trying to gain it normally by clearing 4 enemies on each side and getting access to the greens or the yellows. Sorry, greens or blues, rather. Alright, so the vertical blast, that'll be pretty handy, but unfortunately I need to clear a lot of these manually, and that was a very sweaty moment for me. But at least I got the sine wave miss off. See, as you can see, that can be very frustrating at times. But if you clear one of these bursters at either the left or the right side of the level, then it's you can just go to the other side and dodge it. So this is a grid one, so I'm just going to fire here. All right, I managed to clear 2. That's not too bad. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go get a horizontal left. And, all right.
That's what you mean about threading the needle. He fired it right through the lines of enemies and didn't touch a single one.
Not intentional, but unfortunately, that's one of the beauties of the game. It can be very cruel in terms of how precise you need to be.
You think it could be right, and your missile's just like 1 second off of where you wanted to fire it, and it just...
Oh, I'll leave that. All right, now, unfortunately, I need to... Oh, I just missed it. That's all right. All right, managed to clear 4 there. It's all right. Barriers can help me a little bit here. Yeah, this is unfortunately another one of those levels where you just have to kind of really dodge them really quickly. There's not many opportunities for you to get a... Okay, no. All right, hold on. I'll let this guy run to the barrier here. All right, cool. I'll end with this one. Nice. All right, now we're at the last level at Mars. Oh, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and do this, do this. Now, if I get a horizontal right, I'll just be able to clear this last row, and we don't have to deal with the burster ever again. Sweet.
Thank goodness. So as you can see, Mars for me is personally the most infuriating level of this game. When I was a kid, I couldn't get past it for days.
Now we're up to the boss for Mars. I call it Troopers, so I'm just going to fire at them 6 seconds at a time. 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to move to the left one. Can you explain how the health works in this one and why?
So the health is split equally between the 3 enemies, but they go into different phases depending on how many you destroy. So they're pretty structured right now with their movements, but if you destroy one, they'll change angles, and if you destroy 2 of them, the last one just fires ballistically. So you can see here. So what he's trying to do is even them all on HP, so they're all very low. And when the last one comes, this has barely any HP, can destroy it without any dramas. So that was Mars.
All right, fantastic. Now we're up to Venus, and these aliens are literally kamikaze.
Yeah, the enemies are called kamikaze, and the power-up it gives you is called tank kamikaze. Allows you to burst your tank up and hit enemies and destroy enemies in your direction. You can actually launch up and destroy rodent enemies, change your angle, and then fall all the way down. So very, very helpful, very useful. It's definitely one of the more useful power-ups after the 2 terrible ones that were boomerang shot and sine wave missile. And a good thing about the kamikazes as well is that when you hit it once, it'll come flying down at you as the kamikaze. That's why it's called so. But if you hit it again, it'll give you a second thing towards your power-up. So you just need to hit 2 of them with your kamikaze power-up, and you'll get the bar filled up again. So
wondering, that's why you're probably wondering, oh, you're only hitting 2 aliens. Why is your tank getting filled? Your meter getting filled, rather. And that's because of what Sandy Charge just explained. If you hit it once and then hit it before it hits the ground, the kamikazes, it'll count towards 2 for your special meter.
Okay, so you can see right here, finding patterns of 2, constantly doing it to get our power up back.
I'm going to clear this column over here. I don't think I need a missile for the next one. So I'm just going to kind of use these barriers to my advantage because sometimes I'm too lazy to aim. Oh, I got another one of those anyway. It's all right. Oh, wait, I got to get rid of these ones, actually. Yeah, I don't need a special missile for this one. So what you clear these greens first if I can get around the missiles. I'm going to wait till it shifts because I don't want all the double line clear. Clear this first. You want to get rid of this one here. Done.
Good job.
We're now halfway through Venus, and we're about 2 minutes away till the bid war closes for the high score. Please make sure you get your donations in. Any amount helps if you want to have your 3-letter high score input immortalized in the save file. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of creative ideas you guys have. All right, so now we're doing a bit more of this. Clearing any columns, which have 2 of them here. I actually don't remember if I need this. Whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Now, if they go in a certain direction, you can clear 2 columns at once, which can be super handy. All right, level 7 here. I don't need to clear 1 alien. All right. All right, so now we're just doing more of the kamikaze one. This one's pretty easy. It can be quite annoying to dodge the kamikazes, but the more tank kamikazes you get, the more you can just clear the columns of them.
It makes it very easy. This, and I think the Earth power-up's also pretty good as well, but I think Tank Kamikaze's up there with Laser Blasters, some of the most useful in the game. So you can just clear rows of them, especially if there's 2 Kamikazes in a row. It's incredibly easy.
Oh no. Oh, I lost my shield. That's not good.
Oh no, first death of the game. If they get too low and you don't clear enough, if you hit them that close to the ground, you have no chance to get a second shot on them. So,
level 9, so I need to try my best to get a. All right. All right, come on, give me a double shot, please. I got max energy. That's somewhat helpful. All right, now unfortunately I have to slow down a little bit here. Come on. Oh, shield. All right, I got that back at least.
So as you can see, if you die, you lose your power-ups, and you need to wait to get them back because you really can't complete the run well without your double shot, especially double shot. Shield's useful as well, so you're just kind of taking it slow to try and get the power-up back.
The double shot, I think it's the hardest power-up to come across in the game. Least common. All right, I got that one at least. All right, come on, double shot, baby. Oh.
So hopefully we'll be getting into the last level. You can see how useful it is because if you don't have double shot, your rate of fire is slowed, and you need a double rate of fire in order to really clear the game. So we're gonna wait. Thank goodness.
All right, that's a bit of a relief. All right, so unfortunately it slowed things down a little bit, but I kind of needed to do the rest of the one somewhat quickly, so hopefully we're back to full speed from here. All right, cool. Now we've got the Caterpillar, and he's very hungry for death, destruction, and laser beams. But what you can do here is that while he's vulnerable, he's going to do his crawling stage. Oh, hello, little fella. Want to come play? Just going to fire missiles into it, shoot 4 into its head, which I can align it right here. Whenever it's red, one of the sections, it means it's out of health. So you just do that. I've already got 3 sections. I just have to try my best to try and get this one over here, please. Done.
All right, and that is the Venus boss, yes? All right.
The bid war is now closed. Don't tell me what the final result is until the war is over. Game, rather.
All right, now we're in the last level. This one is called, obviously, Earth. So now I've returned back to the homeland to defend ourselves from swarms of Space Invader aliens. The special alien here is called a splitter. And what splitters do is when you destroy them, they split into multiple different enemies. So you'll see it down the bottom here. As you can see, they split into multiple enemies. But when you destroy the splits, they also give you another count towards a special missile. And the special missile is called the Pyramid Blast. So as you can see right there, it splits into a pyramid shape and destroys enemies in a pyramid shape. So again, oh no.
Sometimes it's hard to kind of look where I'm aiming, and I don't realize I run into a bullet until the last second. All right. It's pretty important that I get a... Probably could have saved, actually. It's all right. I'm going to try and get this one over here. Max energy. All right.
I think the worst part about the splitters is that if they probably fire next to the bursters, they fire the most frequent. So you really need to be careful about where you're going and the missiles you're destroying and that kind of thing.
What I just did there, you might have noticed that I fired at a splitter, but it didn't split. That's what I call a splitter skip. First of all, I need to get this enemy. Come on. Shield, that helps somewhat. All right. So if I fire at a splitter before the aliens completely go in place, I'm just gonna go get the time stop. Why not? Then they won't split. So I'm gonna be using that a few times. Use that to my advantage. Double shot. There's no double shot. Wow. All right. As you can see here, there we are. None of them split, which is very, very handy. But I do need this double shot. Oh my gosh. I don't know what the percentages are for how often these things fire, but I think it's pretty low. You're very hard pressed coming across one. Hopefully the second one. Oh, okay. All right, level 5. I wanted to end with a vertical one, but it's not too much of a big deal. I got one more chance to do this. Come on. No double shot. That is very annoying to say the least.
Have you had this bad luck before? Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh, that was so close. Okay, this is getting very pressure because they're still firing very close to the ground. Stress. Oh, thank goodness. See, RNG can just stuff you over sometimes in this game. That's why you ideally don't want to die, but you just really need to be focused, especially near the later levels when you have enemies that fire more frequently.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we come up to the last half. Yeah, not really much to say, but I will be using the splitter skip a few more times. Fortunately, these UFOs don't give power up, so I just kind of have to use my ultimate skill. All right, so I'm just going to fire right here. There we are. Those 4 aliens right there did not split, which is going to save a bit of time trying to clear those other ones. Top row here. I'm just going to go ahead and get these ones over here, clear these ones here. All right, shield would be nice. Not essential, but nice. All right, done. That's probably the most common. All right, I wanted to end with a vertical burst there, but that's all right. All right, this one's a pretty small grid, so this one's pretty easy, but all right, max energy. Just wait for that one to go over there. And yeah. Oh, one thing to note about the smaller splitters is that their bullets, they're destructible, whereas the full-size splitters, they're not, and they're very thick, so you have to try and do that. All right, I meant to go to the corner there, but that's all right. What I'll do, I'm just trying to get as many of these power-ups as I can, just to kind of clear them quickly. So I'll just do this and this. Pyramid blast. All right, diagonal. I'll save that for the next one because there's not really many more diagonal formations in this level. But yeah, now we're coming up to the end. 8. Okay, so diagonal burst here. I'm gonna use the splitter skip. Okay, never mind. It's still all right though, because I can still fire the bullets normally, the missiles rather. And if they don't fully load on the screen, they still won't split. So that saves about 30 seconds throughout the entirety of what I was gonna say. All right, hopefully I can align myself well here.
This last level is just one big row of splitters. Oh, you just missed the shot.
As you can see, that was really close, but that's all right.
As you can see, they fire a lot of missiles, and they keep splitting, so you want to try and destroy them quickly as possible. We're coming up to the last boss tier, and we call it the Cardboard Beast.
It's coming out really soon, about 30 seconds, I'll let you know. So tell about the hitbox. Oh wait, I'm gonna hit it 4 times here, so it won't go into its next stage. So that way, when it goes to its first attacking phase, it'll just throw 1 bomb, and I'm free to kind of fire as many missiles as I want into it. So I'm just moving along with its very small hitbox. So now it's at its homing missile, so I can just kind of go to the left, dodge it. Why are you firing this big thing at me, man? Where are you getting them from? Your back pocket? All right, time's probably gonna come up in the next 10 seconds. Just move along. About time. I only need 2 shots here. Ready? Time. Man, that was exciting. Thanks very much. I'm just gonna take a look at what my in-game time was actually. That was pretty long for Earth, a 5:18 for the level, but that's because I died once. How'd I do? 31:19. That's that might be a new world record. Don't. Oh, that probably is glitched out. That's all right though. So yeah, that was Space Invaders. There is a small cutscene at the end if we have time to take a look at it. It's just pretty much a guy being awarded for the president for destroying all the aliens. But
I thought it was kind of.
do we have time for that? I just want to move along. Okay, no worries. All right, don't worry. I'll just skip the cutscene here. You can look it up on YouTube. All right.
Did we get any final thing for the bid war for the high score input at all? M-O-M. I assume it was my mother who sent that. So let's put that.
Thanks, mother. There we are. Now just to verify that, high scores. There we are. Mom. All right, guys. So we're I'll be able to let the next person go on. We have the 8-bit beast next, Tongue Twister with Banjo-Kazooie. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the con, and that was Space Invaders. Have a fantastic afternoon, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you so much for sticking around, guys. Enjoy the rest of the con.